The Wheel of Food has told me that I need to make something with alcohol. Now, I don't usually cook with alcohol other than wine. But in this case, it told me I should play with rum. Furthermore, it said I should make lobster. So I'm like, lobster and rum. I've decided to make a rum butter lobster braise. There are lots of ways to make lobster. My favorite is to broil it. It's so easy. I usually get a 4-ounce lobster tail, so it only takes 4 minutes because 1 ounce per 1 minute per ounce. So you actually just set your broiler, you take your lobster and you butterfly it, which is super easy to do, and you put some butter on there and some salt and pepper. You broil it. When you come out, you hit it with a little bit of paprika. It's gorgeous. It's so cool looking because it's sitting on top of its own shell, and it takes 4 minutes. So this is my go-to way. You can also pan braise it, so braise it in a pan. You can butter baste it in a pan. You can saute it, you can grill it, you can bake it, and you can boil it. So all of these ways are ways that you can make your lobster. Then there's also a few ways you can prep it. So butterfly I just talked about, which is where you have the little shell. Yeah, I drew these myself. You're welcome. You have your little shell, and you pull the lobster, and you put it on top. Put it under the broiler, and then you hit it with that paprika after the end, and you had olive oil, butter, whatever. Now, you can also have your lobster tail. So you just cut it right in half, and it forms these cute little boats. And then there's the alien split. This is where you cut it in half but leave the tail together, and you literally pull the shell to the side. So this is the shell, and the meat, you cut that in half as well. So the meat kind of flowers out. The whole thing to me looks like some kind of an alien flower. So I like that technique. And then we have the tail fin. This is where you just cut it in half like you did up here, almost like you did here, except for you go all the way through. And then you pull the shell off all together, and it's like a big giant shrimp. So it's like almost like a tail fin shrimp style. Or you can actually take the shell off all together and dice it up. So all different ways to prep it. What am I going to do? I'm really attracted to showing you guys the alien flower, but nope. It's going to be pan braised with rum, and I'm going to use a shell style to do it. We have our lobster tails here, and the idea is if you want to butterfly them, guys, you're just going to take a pair of scissors, and you're going to go right in here, and you're going to just cut all the way down to here. And then you're going to pull this open, pull your finger in, and pull the meat and lay it right back on top of the shell. That's how they get that beautiful butterfly effect. And then what I like to do is I actually cut the top of it so that it opens up even further, making it look more robust. I'm actually going to try to cut these suckers in half. All right, that worked pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and go all the way through, again, because I'm not butterflying, and that's it, guys. Look at that. I have two beautiful little halves. And there we go. Now, just like with shrimp, there's a digestive tract in there, and you're going to want to clean that out. So I'm rinsing those out right now. Beautiful. Next, I do want to loosen these from the shell. So I'm going to run my finger underneath here and attempt to get them loose from their shell. Okay. There we go. Loose from the shell. Now that all my lobster tails are loose, I'm actually going to, and don't believe me, I washed my hands just now, I'm going to hit them with a little bit of olive oil to help them along in the cooking process. I'm going to take my lobster tails, I got a little bit of oil on them, and I'm going to put them right into my pan with the shell side down. And I'm going to now hit them with salt and pepper. But I'm trying to braise them, and so the shell acts as like the container that will hold them while they braise. Okay, and pepper. We're going to let those cook a little bit, and then we're going to put in the braising liquid. And what is that braising liquid going to be? More butter and rum. Okay, here comes the part that I'm a little bit afraid of. I'm going to add the rum, and rum is very flammable, so it might light up. But in fact, that's a flambé, right? I just don't want to do it out of my control. So my goal now is to put the rum in without showing my face. All right. And then, I believe I should be able to light this like a flambé. I've never flambéed in my whole life, so once, woohoo, died, you know what happened. So the flambé will not stop burning until the oil, until the alcohol is all burned out. But once the alcohol is all burned off, then I will, there we go, starting to die down a little bit. And I don't want to put this back on the heat while it's on fire, so I'm holding it up. I've never flambéed before, guys. Here's my first time. So it smells like weirdly cool. It's like I smell the notes of the rum in there. So good. I tried putting it back down and it caught right back on fire. So I'm still waiting for it to finish going out. I notice when I shake it, that seems to make the flames go up again too. So perhaps a little too much rum. All right, I got those guys covered up. The flames finally died down, and you can see they're simmering in there nicely in that rum butter broth. So it usually only takes 4 minutes, but since I already partly cooked them, I'm gonna let them go 2 more, and then I'm gonna pour that sauce over top. Some lobster. Spoon over some of my rum butter sauce. So I'll take that, just spoon it over here. And of course, I just had a little spoonful of this. Oh, wow, is it interesting. I definitely taste the butteriness of the Captain Morgan's that I used here, a private selection. Oh, it's so interesting. I really, really like it. And it's the sweetness is gonna go amazing with the lobster. So this rum butter with lobster is a winner, more so than it would have been with most of, like maybe pork, but wow. Oh my God. That rum butter sauce has totally penetrated into this lobster. It's a little frightening how long those flames lasted, but totally worth it. Wow.